Many people worry about looking old, wrinkles, gray hair, and aging skin. But have you ever stopped to think, what if it's not your body that's aging first, but your brain? Without realizing it, we often repeat small daily habits that slowly accelerate brain aging. The result? Memory problems, trouble focusing, and an increased risk of cognitive decline as we grow older. What's even more surprising, these habits are so common, many people see them as completely normal. That's why, before it's too late, let's take a moment to uncover 7 seemingly harmless habits that may be damaging your brain. Now, let's take a closer look. Here are 7 everyday habits that may be silently speeding up the aging of your brain. Some of them might feel completely harmless, even part of your daily routine. But be especially careful with habit number 5. Because while it may seem harmless, its long-term impact on your brain could be far more serious than you think. Sleep is more than just rest. During sleep, your brain performs essential tasks, clearing out toxins, repairing damaged cells, and storing important memories. Unfortunately, many people are used to staying up late, waking up frequently, or simply not getting enough sleep. Over time, this habit can slowly impair brain function, making it harder to concentrate, easier to forget things, and increasing the risk of cognitive decline as we age. The truth is, getting high-quality sleep is one of the most important keys to keeping your brain sharp and healthy. It might sound harmless, but sitting too long can be a silent killer, especially for your brain. When your body stays inactive for hours, blood circulation to the brain slows down. This reduces oxygen and vital nutrients your brain needs to stay sharp and focused. Over time, this lack of movement can lead to mental fatigue, poor concentration, and even increase the risk of dementia in later life. No matter how busy you are, make it a habit to get up, walk, and move your body regularly. It's not just for your physical health, it's for a stronger, healthier brain. One of the most overlooked habits in later life is rarely challenging the brain with new things. Many believe that retirement is a time to relax and stop learning. But actually, this is when your brain needs to stay active the most. The brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weaker. Watching TV passively or doing the same routine every day can slowly make your mind dull and tired. Try reading a light book, learning something new, or doing simple puzzles. These small activities help keep your memory sharp, your focus steady, and your thinking clear, even in your golden years. At age 60 and beyond, what we eat affects our brain more than we realize. Sweet treats and fatty foods may bring short-term joy, but when consumed too often, they can trigger inflammation in the brain. Over time, your thinking slows down and your memory may begin to fade. It's not about strict diets, but about protecting your quality of life in the golden years. This is one of the most underestimated habits. Many older adults feel comfortable being alone, but spending too much time without talking or seeing others can slowly deprive the brain of emotional stimulation. At this stage of life, the brain deeply craves social connection. A light conversation, a shared laugh, or simply sitting with family. It works like a vitamin for the mind. Without it, the brain may age faster and become more vulnerable to stress or even depression.
So don't isolate yourself. Call an old friend. Join a small group activity. Because socializing isn't just about talking. It's about keeping your mind alive.
It's just a little stress. It'll go away soon. Be careful. Mild stress that you keep bottled up can slowly turn into poison for your brain. Especially at an older age, our bodies become more sensitive to stress hormones like cortisol. If these hormones stay active for too long, they can damage brain cells and speed up memory loss. So, don't ignore feelings of worry, anxiety, or emotional heaviness. Take a deep breath. Go for a gentle walk. Talk to someone you trust. Because caring for your brain also means respecting those small feelings we often overlook. And now, the final habit that's often overlooked but deeply affects the aging brain: not drinking enough water. Many seniors don't feel thirsty, so they forget to drink. But the brain is mostly made of water. When your body lacks fluids, the brain becomes tired, slow, and loses focus. Even mild dehydration can lower your ability to think clearly. And with age, that natural thirst signal becomes weaker. So even if you don't feel thirsty, make it a habit to drink enough water throughout the day. This simple act can keep your mind sharp, no matter your age. So, those were the 7 small habits that can quietly aid your brain. Now that you know, the choice is yours. Keep doing them or start making small changes today. Because as we grow older, a healthy brain is one of the most precious things we have. Take care of it so your memory stays strong, your mind stays sharp, and your life stays full of quality. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button so you won't miss the next important video.